So I'm going to share my screen here of tonight's guest. And she's an amazing, amazing person. And the reason why I am so humble and happy to have this person is I've had a chance to kind of be there to look on during her journey as she's kind of built and grown as an entrepreneur. Okay. So I've had a chance to see her kind of grow from the beginning part of her business onto where she is now, which is amazing. It's humbling. She's a wonderful spirit. She's great with relationships. So we are going to talk about being fit during this particular time, but we're also going to talk a little bit about relationships because she is really good. She's one of the few people that I know on a constant basis, at least within every 90 days, she texts me and say, hey, how you doing? You need anything? Or you're all right? And she's really good with relationships, but she has an amazing, amazing story. As a matter of fact, they're going to talk about part of the story right now. So I'm going to play when she was on Good Morning America.
And now Elizabeth. This was Elizabeth before. And Elizabeth, come on out. We want to see you. Hey. How are you? I love just the confidence that you have. Congratulations to you both. And it also was your child as well that helped you get through this. How?
Well, I was living in my car, and I was going to school, and I was working on my final presentation for interior architecture, sitting in the computer lab, and I swear to you, I peed my pants. And they got my classmate, and they took me to the health center, and the lady was like, "You can't leave."
You didn't know you were so disconnected from your body.
So disconnected, yes, ma'am.
So not until you went into labor did you know?
No, ma'am.
Wow.
This might be the most impactful story we've had in all 17 years of doing the half size issue. I mean, nobody in the office can stop talking about this. The readers are just so impacted by this. It's really incredible.
Oh, goodness gracious. And so now you're what are you doing now?
Well, I am a body empowerment coach.
Oh.
So what's that, right?
Yeah,
So I've gotten my certification in personal training and nutritional therapy, and so now I get to help others.
Making your message.
To help others.
That's
and
it.
it helps me. So I get to help others on their journey, and it helps inspire me as well.
Aren't you in some bodybuilding competitions as well? And all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do. Yes,
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Incredibly proud of you both. And Zoe, thank you.
Thank you
for sharing these.
So guys, I have worked out with Liz and she works out really hard. But anyway, I want to introduce you, Liz, and thank you for coming tonight and talking to us.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
All right, you look like you're staying in shape.
Hey, I have a 5-year-old and a 15-year-old. I can't let them outrun me.
You know what? And your daughter me and her have a thing going where we're supposed to race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see her, tell her that I'm ready. We're gonna do this.
She's downstairs. I can call her up here. She's actually been practicing for track. We had to get trampolines for her to do her high knee work. So.
Yeah. So tell her we'll wait till next month when all the quarantine is over. Give her a chance to practice a little bit more.
Right.
So Liz, you have an amazing story, and can you tell us your story?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was 8, my mom took me to the doctor, and he laid me down, looked at me, looked at her. He said, she's fat and she needs to go to Weight Watchers. So, bing, it was burnt into my floor, into my head, and I just was geared around the scale. I went to Weight Watchers. I went to all the personal trainers, the nutritional therapists. I did everything, all the diets. By the time I was a sophomore in college, I was 300 pounds, and that's when I was pregnant and didn't know it. And following that and overcoming an abusive relationship, getting outside of that, I realized that whatever I'm doing being a single mother is going to highly impact my daughter. And so if I was going to be selfish and stay in the same position I was likely going to raise her the same way that that I knew how to take care of my body, which was not well. So lost 150 pounds, got certified in personal training, nutritional therapy, but have built a business around mindset, because from 8 years old to 25, I had all the tools for fitness and nutrition. The key was that third tool for my mindset shift. So that's where the coaching, that's exactly what I work on with my clients first. Like the fitness, nutrition, we can handle that later. But until you know why you're doing it, and it's not good to do it out of self-hatred, then it's not going to be a permanent lifestyle change.
I definitely agree with you. Going back to, you said you were pregnant and did not know it. I mean, how did that happen? How did that come about? And what was that like?
Well, I was living in my car. I don't know if you're familiar with a Honda Prelude, but it's like bucket seats. It's very small. I was working 2 jobs and going to school. And I mean, I was 300 pounds. And so I was in college. So I was freaking eating Burger King and like a 2-liter of soda. Anyways, any of the body aches, I was just like, well, I'm sleeping in a car. And I have no idea how it happened. Like I don't know. I didn't have any morning sickness. I was taking showers at the rec on campus. And that joker, I was sitting in the computer lab working on my final project, and I could have swore to you I peed my pants. And I was like, something's not right. But I couldn't stand up. Like my body was just hurting. And apparently I had been having contractions for the last 24 hours. Wow. So they took me out by an ambulance, and I was in labor for another 24 hours, and she was fine. I was in intensive care, but we made it out.
What were some of the first things that you did to actually start losing weight, and how long did it take you?
The first thing that I did was get on my nutrition. I cut out sugar, and actually started, I don't know if you're familiar with the South Beach. Like I grabbed this book, and I remember I had already tried it before. I grabbed this book, and I was sitting outside on my mom's deck, and I was like, this is the last time I'm going to try. I am not going to do this anymore. Either this works or I'm done. So basically no sugar, no carbs, and slowly add in the healthy stuff. But so I cleaned up my nutrition, stuck on that, and then started just walking with my daughter. And it took about a year to lose 150 pounds. But the thing was, like when I was in high school, I was swam competitively, and I was always like, I lifted with the guys, the basketball team, because I was just strong. So I had that muscle memory. But what was cool was after the weight loss, I was like, oh yeah, I do like to lift weights. So after I stopped walking, joined the gym, I was like, Debo, let's go. And then that's how I started doing the bodybuilding stuff.
So you made the transition, you lost 150 pounds. And what point do you say, okay, I'm going to help other people do the same?
When I am sitting behind a desk in a cubicle and miserable, and have to schedule my time off, and have to look at everybody, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy because we have food days every other week and everybody's bringing in this junk. Oh, you can just have one bite. Like, relax. I don't want it. Okay. I just don't want it. If I want it, I'm going to make it. And I'm going to make sure it tastes good. Like, I know how to cook. I don't want to eat your junk. But seeing that there were people there that would talk about wanting to change, but they weren't really ready. And so finding the people that were ready for that change and really digging deep into them and serving them, it was selfishly very fulfilling. But it was also fulfilling for them to see their own worth and see what they could do on their own.
Okay. Now, I know pretty much everybody's stuck in the house. I know for me, I'm a very routine person. Right. I get locked into a routine and I kind of stick to that. Like if I'm going to the gym at a certain time, I go a certain time. If I'm preparing my meals a certain way at a certain day, I do that. And with the coronavirus happening, that pretty much broke my routine. It totally threw me off, and I found myself eating more than what I'm supposed to eat. So what are some tips you can give people because they're stuck in the house right now to kind of stay in shape or get back in shape or improve their diet and their health?
Make a routine. It threw me for a loop at first. But then I was like, why am I changing anything? Like, I can get up, I can go for a walk. I luckily have some dumbbells at home. So even if you don't have dumbbells, there's so many body weight exercises that you can do. But with my clients, you have to set the time. And most of my clients, they're like me, doing it first thing in the morning is best because the day happens. And then by the end of the day, you're tired and you're like, maybe tomorrow. So I get up, I do my run, I go downstairs, I do some body weight exercises, burpees, squats, jumping jacks. If you don't like high intensity, planks, there's all kinds of body weight workouts that you can do. But most importantly, it's just getting your heart rate up. So some of my clients are like, they have 150, 200 pounds to lose. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if you're working in front of your computer, then every hour I need you to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. At least move your body. Like if you stand up, sit down 10 times, that's 10 squats. And if you have that much extra weight, then you are using your leg muscles to lift that weight. So you don't have to feel like you're impaired because you don't have a squat rack. Or you can grab water jugs and hold them and do more. But there's definitely, the priority is doing something fun and getting your heart rate up. Because if it's like torturous, you're not going to stick to it.
Very good point. Very, very good point. What about diet? What are some things we can do to have a healthier or a better diet during this particular time?
Walk away from the kitchen. Dude, I caught myself, like I moved my office upstairs because my desk was downstairs on the same level as the kitchen. I was like, hey, I'm bored. Hey, it wasn't working. So walk away from the kitchen. Also, if you had a meal plan in place, then why can you not stick to the meal plan? I understand it's more challenging to get the grocery store, but go buy in bulk. Stick to the freaking meal plan. Let's say, so I eat my first meal at 7. I could be really bored, or what it really is that I don't want to sit down and eat that frog, do the hard work in the morning. And so I like try to find something else to do. And the only thing I can find to do, because I've already done my workout, is go in the kitchen and look for something. So when you set that timer and you already know what you're going to have, it doesn't have to be this strict, but because we're looking for routine and we're looking for sanity, if you need to set a timer and make sure you eat every 3 hours, don't go in there and just like wander. Because like with my clients, it's a lifestyle. So I don't want it to be so strict, but if that's where the dilemma is just eating all the time, if we make sure that we space them 3 hours apart, then that's going to be beneficial so that we're not just in there like grazing.
Very, very good point. Is there any particular tools you would recommend? I know that you had told me about, what's the app that you use to normally count your calories, to track your meals? Do you still use that?
Mm-hmm. You can use there's tons of free ones. The ones I recommend for my clients is MyFitnessPal because it's free. And then like if you have somebody that you're working with, you can add them as a friend. They can look at what you're eating if you need somebody to like hold you accountable. So MyFitnessPal is a good app for your nutrition.
Okay. I guess I'm humbled and honored because I've had a chance to be behind the scenes and watch you as you go through this entrepreneur journey. And a lot of people who are entrepreneurs and they're facing some type of barriers. And one of the things I admire about you is you had a point where you had to make a decision. You had to come up with the courage to dig deep and leave your job and go full-time in your business. And I'm assuming you didn't go for school for business. And that's been, I don't know how many years ago, but 3-4 years ago, and you've kind of gone since then. Can you tell us about the moment when you left your job to go full-time into your business?
Yeah, it was scary as crap. Like, I don't know I had been talking about it for years. And one of my friends came up to me and she was like, dude, I've been praying for you. I had this dream. And she literally pulled me up out of my chair, took me to the calendar, and she's like, you need to set a date when you're leaving. And I said, okay, I'll set the date. Cool. Set the date, whatever, keep it moving. And she goes, okay, now we're going to our manager's office and you're going to go turn in your resignation. I was like, no, don't think so. She's like, yes, you are. So I was like forced into it. Granted, I could have said no, but it's what I needed. And it was scary. It's still sometimes scary, but what is really fulfilling is when you have that success with somebody that you're working with. And I know you know this, Joe, like when you see somebody that you've been watching them and you've been like, I know you're scared, but I promise you it's going to be okay. Just take these steps. Just do one thing at a time. Don't get overwhelmed. And seeing just the little wins build up into like massive wins, it's really fulfilling. So to be able to actually feed into people more than just, okay, so I'm a wellness expert. I used to work at PepsiCo. So I was selling bags of chips and I was selling cans of sugar water. But it was just completely opposite of what I had grown into. And so being able to go from that to serving people to love themselves and to like really want to take care of their body, it's, you know, deep down inside what your purpose is. And when you're not fulfilling it, you'll feel it. And so when you know what your purpose is, you got to do everything you can. You got to stay focused. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be very, very, very more fulfilling than sitting behind a desk and just wasting your life away.
So what about your workout and your health helps you in your business as an entrepreneur?
It helps me stay sane. The routine helps me like so I get up at 3:45 in the morning before the I got up at 3:45 in the morning, and people are like, you're stupid, that's dumb, like you need to sleep. But what happens was I was able to get my cardio in, I was able to get my weights in, I got my first meal in, and then I had time before getting the kids ready and taking them to school to get some stuff done, to stay focused and eat the frog. I keep saying that. I don't know. Have you heard that book, Eat the Frog?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
listen to it at least once or twice a year.
Okay, cool. So we know we have to attack that big nasty thing in the morning, the thing that we keep putting off, like the thing that we keep going to the kitchen for because we just don't want to work on it. So getting up and having that routine, and getting your heart rate up. Like if I woke up and did not run or didn't get my heart rate up, I'd probably go back to sleep. Definitely would at 3:45 in the morning. But having your endorphins going and feeling like you can take on the world because you just did your workout and you know that you're taking care of your body. Now you get to take care of your business, which is going to take care of your family or take care of yourself, take care of your dreams. It goes together really beautifully because it's the routine and the passion and all the energy that you need to attack your day.
So if this Liz now could talk to Liz that was overweight, mm-hmm. who was going to college or who was sleeping in the car, and could tell that Liz one thing to help her be more successful, what would that one thing be?
Focus on your passion. Don't listen to other people. I mean, you have to babysit your dreams. Not everybody's going to believe in them. And they can talk you off if you're not 100% sold yourself.
Very good point. Yeah, I've always heard that every dream or every idea is born dying. And it's one of the principles I've kind of had to adapt is when I first come up with an idea, I normally don't tell other people about it for 15 to 30 days because I need to plan it, I need to sit with it, I need to grow it, I need to nurture it before I start telling other people because they kind of bring in doubt. So this is why that can't work, or this is why you can't do that, or you're already doing this, why shouldn't you, why are you going to be doing that? So I definitely agree with you. I also agree with the small wins. I think that sometimes we don't celebrate the good things that we do enough or the wins that we do have. Going into real estate, because some of these people in real estate, you make 10, 20 calls, celebrate that win. So definitely celebrate the small wins because it'll help you build your confidence.
Absolutely. So we don't slow down enough, Joe. Dude, we are constantly going, and that's one of the good things from this Rona. We don't slow down enough. We're like, especially as entrepreneurs, we're like, got to get this done. Okay, that's cool. Get it done, but wait, first you can celebrate. Look what I just did, because that's going to fuel you for the next one. Just slowing down and looking at it.
Help for me. Any supplements that you recommend people should be taking?
Yes, definitely. At least, actually, I have Immune Boost. I can send you a link that you can put in there for a 10% discount. the freaking, because right now GNC's, Amazon's, they're taking 3 to 4 weeks to get you your products, and a lot of them are out of the immune boosting supplements. So I would definitely get on the immune boost. I always have a protein supplement, and collagen. So, and if you, I can put the link in there, or I can put it in the chat, whatever. But
Yeah,
if you guys want to
definitely put the link in the chat.
yeah, if you want a 10% off. But the collagen also has greens in it, the one that I use. So it gives you your superfood. So we're always, ideally, our food is going to give us all of the nutrients that we need. But we know the way the system is working and the way the food is, we don't get it. So having those supplements, at least an immune boost and at least some, like those super greens, will help you feel amazing. And the fact that they have collagen in them, I don't know about you from your running, but like my freaking knees, man, I have to make sure that I'm keeping those things lubricated. I feel old, but the collagen really helps with that as well.
Okay. Definitely. One of the other things that I admire a lot about you, Liz, is you're really good with relationships as an entrepreneur. So as I was, told a couple of people, hey, I'm going to have Liz on, and a couple of people were like, I love Liz, or there would be times when I did a snap for Liz, and a snap is where you basically tell about that person's business and see if anybody else wants to participate or has someone else who wants to participate. And I would always hear, I love Liz. I love Liz. And you are really good at maintaining and building relationships. What are some of the keys that you use to do that?
Well, first of all, I have an alarm set on my phone at 12 o'clock to tell somebody that I appreciate them. Because especially right now, well, actually I have a list. I try to find 10 people to tell that. But right now, when we're all kind of isolated, I feel like it's really important. But aside from that, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we feel alone. And so everybody's heard, if there's something that you want or that you need, then you need to give it. So a lot of times I'll just reach out, hey, how are you doing? Because it feels good when somebody checks on you. Even if it's, hey, how are you? That's it. At least you know that they're thinking of you. And if there is something, and I mean, when I reach out, it's genuine. If there's something I can do to help, I want you to let me know. And that's why I do it on a consistent basis, because we're all in it together. And I mean, I love collaborating, but I mean, to know that you have a support system, and to have a support system that actually has similar values to you, like entrepreneurism it's a journey and it's a challenge. And so to know that you have people that understand that challenge, and then that also will support you when you come up with those new ideas and aren't gonna like poo on them.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I think that's very important. I think that enough people don't understand what I call invisible currency. Invisible currency is things you can give to people that they don't necessarily see, but it does register as a deposit in a bank. Meaning that a lot of times we ask for things, but a lot of times we don't give things.
Right.
Or we don't give when we don't see that there's something coming in return. So I agree with you. Another thing too, Liz, I want to ask, because I've seen this development in you as well, is how you grew your courage. Like there was a time when I'd be like, hey, Liz, you got to share this story. It's so amazing. And you'd be like, I don't really want to talk. And now you're good. You flow. I mean, you're on Good Morning America. You're speaking like a person. Liz is just awesome. Look at Liz. What grew your courage?
Thank you, Joe. It wasn't, that was another forced. It was something that was forced. And it came from realizing that my journey had a purpose. And I would be selfish not to share it, because somebody needs to hear it. And if I kept it to myself, it can't help other people. Because at first I was like, nobody cares. At first I felt like I was asking for a pity party sharing my story. Like I wanted to keep all my ghosts in the closet so that you can think that I'm just this strong chick that you can't take me down. but it has a bigger, better purpose. So I had to let it out.
I agree with you. I think that's wonderful. I think people can't relate to you when they think you're perfect. I think that that's one of the things that you used to see speakers or coaches and people do. They try to act like they were perfect. They never had any obstacles or they never had to overcome anything. And I think that doesn't help people. They need to understand that, hey, this person has been through something similar to me, or this person has been through something and they overcame it. And I think that's very, very important. And as far as like sharing your story and starting to realize how valuable it is. I was at a speaker training and they asked the group, they said, hey, at your table, if you were on a lifeboat and the 5 people who were at that table, they all have stories and there was only one life jacket and only one person could be saved, who would you save at your table? Now, me, I'm thinking the woman beside me, because she has a young baby, I would save her, but that means I would drown.
Right.
And so when the exercise was over, the lady said, well, that means you don't value your story or your message enough, because how many people around the world won't benefit from hearing your message? So at the end of that training, I learned 2 things. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to value my message because it can help somebody. And secondly, be careful who you get into a lifeboat with, because you might not survive. So those were the 2 things that I got from that. So as an entrepreneur, you're full-time. Do you have a staff, or how does your day kind of flow in your business as well?
Not yet. I don't. I actually had somebody reach out to me and ask if they could be an intern for me this summer. So we need to build up these clients so that we can bring on this in, because she's amazing and I love her to death. And I want to be able to empower her as well. So I get up, I do my workout, I do my meditation, I get the girls ready, get them ready for school. Right now, I get them ready for the kitchen table. And then I get started. First thing I do is content creation for social media. And then I am reaching out to blogs and podcasts to help get my story out. And then I am building, I actually am getting ready to launch my wellness masterclass. So I've been working on course creation and really just getting my story out there and sharing with people that they don't have to feel low on energy. They don't have to feel low on confidence. Like there's something that you can do to, even at how this thing is right now, you can still have more energy, more confidence, and you can feel good. And then, social media is a big thing. So I have an alarm on my phone so I don't scroll. I go 3 times a day and go check, post, and then leave it alone. Don't touch it. I only check my mail twice a day. I probably should only do it once, but twice a day. And then by the end of the day, in the evenings are like the calls like this, and then hang out with the babies and do it all again the next day.
I see them a lot on social media, which they are adorable. Great kids, wonderful kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're great kids. They got it honest. So Liz, if you'll just tell us about the 7-day challenge one more time, and then we're going to not take up any more of your time, because I really appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, of course. So the 7-day challenge, y'all remember, we can do fitness and nutrition, but without the mindset shift as to why we're doing it, it's going to be hard to make it a permanent lifestyle change and do it for the good reasons, for the right reasons. So the 7-day challenge incorporates the mindset, the fitness, the nutrition, completely free. And then we'll jump on a call afterwards and talk about how the 7 days went and put in a plan for you in place afterwards. So make sure to jump on that link.
How can they find you or call you? Otherwise, if they didn't want to do the challenge, they want to connect with you on some other level about coaching, fitness, stuff like that. Is there any other ways of contacting you?
Yeah, absolutely. On Instagram, I'm Liz Hronek. Facebook is supposed to be updating. If it's not, I'm Misfit Boss, MISSFIT. And I can put my email in here. It's liz@lizhronek.com.
Awesome. Liz, you are amazing. Thank you so much.
How are you? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We've had a great time. I've learned a lot. You're definitely a motivation. I love hearing your story over and over again. I can never hear it enough. And I think the whole world needs to hear it. I can't wait till your movie to come on Lifetime.
Come on, let's go.